Support for this podcast comes from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative, connecting communities with the resources, infrastructure, and networks to ensure a vibrant local free press.
From KVPR in Fresno, this is Central Valley Daily. It's Thursday, May 22nd. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. As we get into California's traditional fire season, knowing how to stay informed will be key to staying safe.
The main idea is that we're not here to replace anybody. We want you to use the government alerts. We just can provide more granular details.
We will hear how the people behind the Watch Duty app help you stay prepared. But first, these news headlines. The Porterville Unified School District plans to recognize a teacher today after a heroic act at a high school this week. Mr. Robert Sundry helped stop a suspect who'd allegedly stabbed one of his students at Menachie High School. The stabbing happened on Monday after a formerly expelled student entered campus with a weapon. Sundry says he used a chair to stop the suspect after he'd allegedly stabbed a teenage girl. The Tulare County District Attorney's Office charged the suspect on Wednesday with attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty. Public employees in Kern County are celebrating a tentative agreement that could bring more workers and higher wages to county departments. The employees' union says the agreement, if approved, would avert a strike that had been scheduled for next month. The tentative agreement follows months of back and forth between Kern County leaders and the Service Employees International Union, Local 521. A formal vote on the union contract will be held in the coming days. The state legislature's Delta caucus this week attacked Governor Gavin Newsom's effort to fast-track the controversial tunnel project. Cap Radio's Steve Milne reports.
Caucus members say Newsom's proposed Delta conveyance project will destroy prime farmland. Stockton Assembly Democrat Rhodesia Ransom.
We're not going to sit by idly while the Delta water is hijacked.
Newsom wants to build a 45-mile underground tunnel moving water from northern to southern California. Sassoon City Democratic Assemblymember Lori Wilson says the state should instead invest in less costly alternatives, such as fortifying delta levees and increasing groundwater storage.
It's about modernizing our water infrastructure that benefits every Californian. It's not about pitting the north against the south.
Newsom says the project will expand the state's ability to improve water supply reliability. He released a plan last week to speed up the project as part of his revised budget. In Sacramento, I'm Steve Milne.
Forecasters with the National Weather Service are warning of increased fire weather across the San Joaquin Valley and Sierra Nevada. An orange flag warning is in effect through much of the Sierra foothills and the valley floor beginning today. We should expect high heat and gusty winds. Multiple fires are already burning across Kern County. Crews have been fighting the so-called Democrat fire since Sunday. It scorched 1,000 acres near the Kern River Valley. Additionally, the Jaw Fire has burned more than 3,000 acres near Tehachapi.
Support for Central Valley Daily comes from Body 20 in Fresno's Fig Garden Village, offering full-body electromuscle stimulation training sessions. It's a high-tech, time-efficient way to help preserve and rebuild lean muscle. Each 20-minute one-on-one session is guided by a certified coach using FDA-cleared technology. Body 20 accepts health savings account cards. More information available by searching the Fig Garden location at body20.com.
And now to our main story. When the devastating fires in LA County broke out in January, an app known as Watch Duty saw a major spike in downloads. If you're not familiar, Watch Duty is a nonprofit organization that shares vetted public safety fire information. With so much data to process, you might think it's operated by AI, but it's actually run by people, many of whom are volunteers. The app lets you sign up for alerts in your area to monitor developing wildfires. But many users may not know about the Watch Duty app until they, unfortunately, need to use it. For instance, Watch Duty's own CEO said in an LA Times op-ed that more than 2 million people downloaded the app in the span of 1 week when the Pacific Palisades and Altadena fires happened. Now, with California's fire season in full swing, we wanted to check in with Watch Duty to learn a little bit about their resources. Sekhar Padmanabhan is a staff reporter with Watch Duty and joined me to first explain how Watch Duty is different from government resources that are out there.
Obviously, Government has procedures, they have bureaucracy, they have a way they have to do things up and down. And watch duties, what we've seen is that we are able to kind of complement those systems. We're not here to replace anybody, but we are able to provide information both to first responders and to the public in a way that's different, but also can be a complement kind of in the gaps. But the main idea is that we're not here to replace anybody. We want you to use the government alerts. We just can provide more granular details than maybe somebody can provide just in an alert. You will get a lot more information. So that's what we try to do.
I know here at the station we've used Watch Duty for years, but I read a lot of people learned about Watch Duty because of the fires in LA. Did you see an uptick in usage during that time?
Yes, definitely. We gained, I want to say, over 1 million new in LA County during these times. And, that was kind of mind boggling to me because, knowing the population of LA County, it's something, I think, like 10 million. It was just kind of wild to me how many people out of that were using the app. And it was reassuring in a way to know that people around here, it felt almost like everybody knew somebody who was affected. And it seemed like, I was glad that they had this tool to help. But of course, it's a terrible thing to have happen for more people to need your product, right?
Certainly. Now, obviously, the fires in LA this year were in January, and I know right now is typically the start of fire season, late spring. So here in the Valley, we've even been getting more wildfire alerts over the last few weeks. How long does the fire season typically last? And do you think California is pivoting towards this more year-round fire season?
Well, if you go back, the last few years, I guess maybe 5, 6 years, you will see that we had major fires in California, especially Southern California, in December and November. And, we've had fires just in different places of the state, January, February, March, April. So really, I think it's upon a lot of people to know that they should be aware of fires, that where they are, what they're around, ways that they can prepare, because it doesn't feel like it's something that people only have to pay attention to X number of months a year. Sure, there are times when there are fewer, but when we don't get much rain for a long time, and then something like Los Angeles happens, it kind of just proves to us that what the experts have been saying to us, that it really is a year round now. It's not a fire season anymore, is playing out.
Yeah, what is one thing you wish people knew about wildfires in California, or a step they can take now to prepare before it's too late?
So the most important thing, and I've heard this thousands of times, and the fire agencies do a good job trying to get this information out, is to be aware of what's around your home, clear out things around your home, especially in what they call the zone 0, which is very, very close to your house. Make sure you take care of what they're recommending you to do, whether that's, you can seal up vents or put different vent covers in there. You can move some items away. You can make sure that your roof is in good shape, that it's the right kind. All of these things are what they call home hardening. And then they can also create something called defensible space. And what that is when a fire happens, you want a place for the firefighters to be able to go in and defend your structure. And that's exactly what they want people to have. Also, they are trying to organize more homeowners in various places to work together to cut stuff down, make it safer, do field reduction projects around their communities to make the whole area more resilient or safer. Because you get a fire in the wrong place, you get embers that are, going into your vents or your gutters or whatever it is. And once that starts happening, it's not going to look very good for your home. So one, being aware of where you are, and how you'll get out of the area. 2, preparing your home, and 3, preparing the area around your home so that you can give yourself the best chance.
Anything else you'd like to add, Sekhar?
I would like people to know that we are all humans, which is another thing that makes us a little different. We don't use AI to write any of our reports. Every report that you see on a fire that a reporter is managing is written and verified by a human. And I think that's important as far as connecting, us to people who need help, because it is an actual living, breathing human who cares very much about the information they're putting out, not just necessarily in their community. They are trying to do what we're all trying to do at Watch Duty, which is just provide people help when you need it. Because as we see in a lot of places, there are fires in places that maybe we wouldn't have expected before. And it's upon, a lot of people to make sure they're ready for it.
That was my conversation with Sekhar Padmanabhan. He's a staff reporter with Watch Duty and helps report on fire incidents across the state. As you heard in our newscast at the top of this episode, the National Weather Service has issued a fire weather watch for the San Joaquin Valley and the Sierra foothills starting today. Forecasters warned that the strong winds and low humidity could help spread existing fires. Residents should avoid outdoor burning. And if you'd like to learn more about Watch Duty, you can visit their website at watchduty.org. And that's today's show. Today's episode was produced by Jonathan Linden and KVPR with support from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. You can find the latest local news anytime at kvpr.org.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you were going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.